Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to SARCO this evening. It's Wednesday night, it's race evening. My name's Alan Patterson, and I'm bringing you the solo stream this evening on behalf of Dylan at SARCO. And here we are, it's the final round of this series. It's Suzuka in Japan. Going to be a long race this evening, 2 pit stops that are involved, and especially it's double points up for grabs. So with the current championship points, which I'll just cover as I'm watching, we're 3 minutes out from quali starting, so we're on schedule. Currently up at the top, it's Muaf Musa for Project Vapor in his BMW on 278.5 points. Jason Farmer in second on 260. Ron Heineke in third on 247. Aidan Russell fourth, 238. And Sean Larrera rounds out your top 5 on 233.5 points. So 233 to 278. It's quite a big a gap from 5th to 1st, but there are 5 drivers in there. And as I said, the results tonight are going to count towards double points. So we should see some very close racing. Low numbers on the serve at the moment. I only have 8 drivers, but I am waiting. I don't see any of the Project Vapor guys yet on the server. Or do I? Oh, I'm sorry, I do. So currently 11 people on the server. So should still be a good turnout, but it's going to be a dice between the boys in 2nd and 3rd and 4th. Chasing after the Project Vapor guys, I suspect. Again, as we've had before, it's a 1-lap qualifier, so out lap, long way, all the way around, and then 1 sprint lap, and that's it. That's your best shot at where you're going to be on the grid for tonight's round. 2 minutes and counting. Not much else that I can really say to you. Just want to give a good shout out here to our primary sponsors, NAG, Game On, Geek Out, MSI for providing us with the equipment to provide these streams, VA Auto Repairs, and Celtic Tuning in Midrand. Those guys have definitely come to the party and helped to keep soccer up and running and keep the stream online. And yeah, everything should be good to go. Dylan chatting to me on WhatsApp. Dylan sends his regards to everyone. He is at an awards evening, so we'll let him deal with his awards and everything. But we are going to be good to go here at Suzuka. Elsie, good evening. Antonio, hi there. Welcome. Dylan's there. Hello, wish I was there, but he's watching. So there you go. There's the message from the boss himself. And yeah, everyone's good. I suspect we're going to have some very, very close racing. It's a long track. This is like Spa, one of the traditional real drivers tracks. And for you to be quick here, you've obviously got to have good knowledge of the track. But the car setup is very important. You've got complete mix and match of everything. Besides long straights, you've got some very technical sections. The first sector, which is called the snake, you've got a very tight hairpin. You've got wide radius sharpening curves, tight chicanes. It's a complete mix and match. Traditional track, figure of 8. Distorted figure of 8, but a one of the only tracks that are on the planet that is still in use today, which is a figure of 8 with an overpass and an underpass. Just waiting for the countdown. Right, it's gone into 2 minutes max overtime, so we're going to just wait. I will take you across live now. Currently the field's sitting in the pits. A couple of people out on the track already, but yeah, we're all good to go. Dylan just checking up and making sure everything's in order. You can see us, and there we go. Here's Ruan Heineke. Sean Larera here. No, that's Muad Musa. Right, what is my camera doing tonight? My camera is not behaving, so let me just restart that quickly. Tim the cameraman, as he's so well known. Mr. Conradi. Fred, otherwise everyone else in the pits. Terry Wilford's here this evening. There he is. So we got 11 cars on the grid for this evening. We still should have some good racing. And just make sure I'm in the right mode, which I'm not.
Green light, go, go, go.
Come on, keyboard. Right, quali has started. There we go. That's better. Jason Farmer, he is out, as is Rob. Jason Farmer is our lead man on track at the moment, so there we go. Couple of cars, as you can see, pulling out the pits on our track map there on the right hand side. Track map there, you can see these guys have just gone through the red dot. We're obviously watching Jason Farmer. He's just completed the so-called snake, and there goes through sector 1 and now into sector 2, which is not as technical as the snake, but it's a complete variety of corners here. Under the track, the underpass, and then hard braking here, and a good overtaking position for people looking to maybe do a pass through the hairpin. And now off he goes, heading down through turn 12 and towards the infamous spoon curve, known because it looks like a spoon. This a double left-hander with a negative camber on the second part of it. So turn 14 right about here, the car gets very light. Guys need to watch their car handling. Now up the straight you go towards 130R. This corner is an impressive corner, especially for the Formula Ones. GT3 cars possibly a little gear down, hooker left and hang on and hope that it sticks, just like that. And we're in the third sector already, now through the little chicane. Tight left, right, and then if you're entering the pits, you've got to hug right there and go down the pit lane. Otherwise, down the straight we go. So, Jason Farmer, he is first man on track, and he'll be the first guy to put in a time, and we'll stay on board with him. A little bit further back, I can see is Rob van der Heerf, I think. And then behind that, looks like Rowan Heineke. Then Fred Conradi, Mr. Wilfred. Then Louis Safontaine and Dion Steenkamp with Brandon DeSantis, healed and back on track tonight. Still in the pits. Muad Musa still in the pits. And Sean Larera back in the pits. So I think Sean might have actually had a moment there, probably or possibly. I'm sure he was out on track, but we'll see. 7 minutes and counting, so the guys do need to get out. Jason Farmer doing the business. Through the hairpin he comes. This is Griffin Sim Racing for you, and Jason going to be pushing as hard as he can to get the best results he can. Currently second on the log. He is only 18 points behind Muad Musa, and he is 13 points ahead of Rowan Heineke. So the double points are going to definitely come into play this evening. Oh my word, I've got Aiden online. So Aiden in his pink muscle, Russell, he's on YouTube. Unfortunately, power is out in the inverter blue. Oh, that is such bad luck, Aiden. Right, here we go. Over the line comes Jason Farmer. He's first man. It's a tour 1.1 for Jason. So first man on the grid. Next up, we should have car number 3, Ulrich de Jager. Closely followed by Danny Steenkamp. Ulrich coming over the line now. A tour 1 for Ulrich de Jager. This thing isn't in the right mode. There we go. And Louis Safontaine over for third. So 2.5 seconds back. Currently it's Jason from Ulrich, from Louis, car 16. Terry Wilford, he goes over and into 4th place. And just behind him there I can see is a Mustang. That is car number 1. So that is Sean Loureiro. So he was on his out lap and is now on his fast lap. So we'll monitor this. Fred Conradi, here he is as he goes through 130R, and Fred is on it. So this is going to be a lap for him. We'll see how high he comes, and he is thrown it into the final chicane, and that is Fred's time out the window, unfortunately for him. That's bad luck. Fred. Next, here comes Ron Heineke. Look at that. It's the SARCO livery. You just know Dylan's getting a goose flesh now. His hair's standing on end when he sees that car. Dylan, my man, have a good evening. Right, Ruan, over the line. Here he comes. Chasing a Tour 1.1. And where does that put him? It puts him second. 300ths, I think, or 3,000ths behind Jason Farmer. So he's right there. Right, next up, car number 14. It's Danny Steenkamp in his Mustang. Moord Musa still in the pits, and Sean O'Gullis. And I don't see the other Project Vapor driver here. So, some interesting developments going on here. Right. Danny Steenkamp down the main straight he comes. Let's see where he goes. And he pops up into 4th place, just on a second back. So that's not too bad. Sean Loureiro in his Mustang. He is pushing hard. This is long straight, so this might help the power of the Mustang. Let's see what Sean does as he comes down the straight. And he goes top of the log, but 2/10. Sean Loureiro, 2:00.8. The Ford Mustang is in pole position, ladies and gents. He's going to be happy with that. Donnie Steenkamp. I don't know why he is putting in another lap. I'm sure he's already done a quali lap. Maybe somebody wants to let him know in the chat. Seems to have forgotten about the rules. I don't know if he was in driver's briefing, but it's only supposed to be 1 lap. Unless he's going to just do a lap and peel off into the pits. Okay, while we wait for him to finish there. Elsie, Musa might be battling from the back. No question, sir. As we can see, no time set there for the bottom 5 drivers. All of them having a problem. Danny Steenkamp, however, pushing on. And if he does go over the start-finish line and improves his lap time, we'll have to leave that up to Dylan and the stewards to manage. I don't know if anybody did post a message in the in-game chat. There we go, you've seen it. Well done, Mr. Steenkamp. You almost blew yourself out there. So, that is our grid. It's Mr. Loureiro in pole, the sole Ford Mustang, and then 3 Ferraris, Jason, Ruan, and Ulrich de Jager. Then Mr. Steenkamp in his Mustang. Then another 4 Ferraris. It's Louis Safontaine, Terry Wilfred, Fred Conradi, and Rob van der Heefer. Then it's Brandon DeSantis in his Mustang, and the BMWs at the back of the grid. So I was looking and I noticed it's the man Isham Domingo. He is not here this evening. So I don't know if Elsie, maybe you can tell us anything why. Possibly you might know some insight. Maybe he's working or he's sick, or I don't know. Very bad luck, however, for Aiden, who was on the YouTube. He's desperately hanging for power to come back on. Doesn't have much time left, but if it does happen, he'll be starting at the back of the grid with Mr. Musa. So we're going to have some fun here this evening. Musa coming from the back as usual, but with him, it's a bunch of other people. So Sheldon, Brandon DeSantis, Rob, Fred Conradi, all of you guys going to have a little bit of a mountain to climb. But let's see how quick you can get there, and if you can get up there. Run. Musa versus GSRT. Griffin Sim Racing. Moort on his own. Okay, we're just waiting for the system to reset. We'll get the cars on the grid. And then we're a couple of minutes out from the start of the final round here at SARCO this evening. Really glad to have been part of this. Enjoying the community, I must say. No dramas, no the atmosphere here is just really pleasant. And I think obviously it's running towards the end of the season. There's been a drop off in the entries. But that happens in all the communities. I can tell you that right now. Stream's looking good. I'm pushing 10 kilobits per second output. So you're welcome to crank up your resolution. It is pushing out to the YouTube channel here at SARCO. A full 1440p 60 HD, so super high quality, and hopefully everything sounds good. Grand to have you all on board and watching. Thank you for joining me, and let's see how the race unfolds this evening. Okay, shouldn't be long to go now. Just waiting the sim racing. There we go. Simracing.gp system. It has its time that you have to wait, and that's how it works. You just got to obey the rules, and eventually it goes online. 1 minute 30 and counting. So the drivers are now throwing setups in the car, making sure their tires are right. Track temperature 23, ambient 23. Track temperature 29 degrees, 0 wind, but cloudy, overcast. That might change a little bit on how the car setups handle and how the tires work. But if they got their pressures right for those temps, we should be sterling. 2 full pit stops, a strat stop, and then a full pit stop to be done. On this track, I've got to say, I think it's not easy to double stint a set of tires here. But we'll see if anything changes. Strat-wise, up on the front row of the grid, Sean Lerero will quickly fly through the cars. Oh, the helicopter's at the back. So it's Sean Lerero, front right-hand side. So he's going to be on the inside line down to turn 1. Jason Farmer on his outside, the Griffin boys, front row. Ron Haneke in the SARCO car. There he is. He's on the inside. He's going to try and hang on to the back of the Mustang and see if he can jump past Mr. Farmer into the first set of corners. On his outside, it's Ulrich de Jager for Griffin Sim Racing 3. Donnie Steenkamp in his Mustang on the inside in 5th place. Louis Safontaine in 6th. Terry Wilfred, Fred Conradi, Rob van der Heever, Brandon DeSantis, and Mr. Musa himself. If Tim, the cameraman, can catch up. Here's the cameraman at 130R. There he is in the purple car. And on the inside, it's Sheldon O'Gullis. We're going to sit on Ulrich de Jager's car in the Helican. So the outside of the second row. And here we go. Down the main straight they come. I'm excited, ladies and gents. Hope you are too. We're about to go live. This, the final round here at SARCO. And look at where Ruan is positioning the Ferrari. He's looking like he wants to do a dive down the inside. Sean Loureiro moves across to close that door. On the brakes, everyone ready, waiting for green, waiting for green. Green light, we're off. Aiden Russell's there. He's in the pits. I can see his car in the pits. So late joiner. Loureiro moves across and takes his line. Farmer follows. Ron Heineke is next to him. The Mustang going up the inside of Steenkamp, and he's giving Ulrich de Jager a big problem here. Ulrich gets through and the Mustang slots in behind it. So single file. There they go. Aiden Russell. There he is. He's out from the pits. In his pink muscle is Aiden Russell, and he is going to be coming from the back, chasing his teammate. But let's go back up. Ron Heineke in the SARCO car, and he is following. But look at Jason Farmer right under the back of Sean Loureiro's teammate. So the Ferrari looks to be much quicker through the corners and technical section, but the Mustang is going to have the legs when it gets on the straights. Up they go towards the hairpin now and into the hairpin. Everything looks good and clean further back. You can see on the track map, car 12, there he is just going through sector 1. So he's about 15 seconds behind the pack, but he made it. City Council got power on, and Aiden Russell is in this race. All points count, and it's double points. So he is very thankful for that. Right, Jason wants to get a good drive out here. Now puts his foot down. The Mustang's foot is flat. Sean Loureiro heading up towards 130R, and the Ferrari following suit. First and second, a little bit of daylight back to Ron Heineke, who's just feeling his way through. Yeah, they come to the chicane. I don't think anything's happening. I'm going back a little bit. It's Muad Musa from the back of the grid, and he's already up into 8th. He goes around the outside of that Ferrari of Louis Safontaine. So Muad Musa up into 7th from 11th. He is making hay while he can. And all the SARCO cars in the pits. Ulrich de Jager, no, Ruan, sorry, as is Rob. Oh, my camera. So Ruan in. Quick, early pit stop. First lap is in. So Ruan going to get a strat out the way. He's going to get himself out of the traffic, and he's going to get this done. Rob with him as we hear Aiden going past. There goes Aiden Russell. So interesting strats happening straight away. Here's Sean Loureiro through the snake. Again, right behind him, it's Jason Farmer. And then Ulrich de Jager, who's now been promoted up into 3rd place. Donnie Steenkamp in his Mustang in 4th place. Terry Wilford hanging on to a good 5th. But look, there's Muad Musa. And Muad wants past. Muad is diving left and right in the BM. Terry taking his defensive lines as he's entitled to. And Muad coming hard with the BMW up to the hairpin now. He's doing a send. He's going to be on the outside. Oh, there's a little tap on Terry Wilford there. And Muad realized he's made a huge error. Slows down. Terry not too badly turned round, but back on the track, and there we go. Brandon DeSantis here down in 9th place. Sheldon O'Gullis, yeah, he is in his BMW. And that, I think, is... There's Aiden in his BMW. Ron Heineke is out the pits, and Rob is out the pits. So those guys are all out, and back Back to the leaders, though. I'm going to hang around here because this is very close. Sean Loureiro managing to hold back Jason Farmer, but Jason is keeping him honest. Down the main straight they come. That's first, second, third, and fourth in the screenshot you can see. If Sean Loureiro outbreaks himself or does a mistake, Jason Farmer's going to have it. Muad Musa up the inside of Louis Safontaine, and through he goes into the snake. So Muad Musa up into 5th place already from 11th. Behind him, Fred Conradi. There he is for Griffin Sim Racing, and he is now right behind Louis Safontaine. Then further back, it's Brandon DeSantis in his Mustang. Then it's Terry Wilford. Not too, a little bit of scruff on the front of the car, but nothing too severe. Sheldon having jumped that position and up into 9th place. So Sheldon in his BMW into 9th place. Aidan Russell in 11th, and Ruan and Rob 12th and 13th respectively. Sean Loureiro managing to put a little bit of daylight between him and Jason now. Meme Ruler, how's it? Thanks for joining, even if you're late. Good to be here. Thanks, Elsie, for the feedback. Yep, super excited for Aiden being getting power, and I think he's very excited to be in the race himself. Fred Conradi in the middle here, just behind Louis Safontaine, Brandon DeSantis, Terry Wilford a little bit further back. He is 8/10 off the back of Sheldon O'Gallus' BMW. And Terry driving to see if he can recover some positions. Donnie Steenkamp into the pits he comes. So another early pit strat call. Right, current quickest man on track. It is Mr. Farmer himself. It was a 200.740. Sean Loureiro 200.797. Muad Musa in 4th place, 200.940. There he is. Ulrich de Jager 201.7. Aidan Russell 201.7. And Ruan Heineke about to put his quickest lap in, and it's a 200.7. So Ruan in the SARCO car going. He is driving like a man possessed now, and he wants to try and make up as much time as he can. Sheldon O'Gallus in the pits in his BMW, so he's also getting a pit strat out the way. Rowan Heineken now the quickest man on track by, it looks like 1,000th. A 200.712 versus a 200.740. That's how close it is. Let's go on board with Jason as he looks at the Mustang up ahead. Watching the steering input. And Jason hanging on through 130R. Now hard on the brakes into the little chicane. Sean Loureiro having to watch behind him. And Jason gets a great drive out of that chicane. Down the straight they come. And look at the Mustang's horsepower just pulling away. Jason quickest lap at 200.505 on that lap. His last lap. Sheldon running dangerously wide through T2. The Ferrari super quick through this next section, as you can see. Sean Loureiro having to pedal that Mustang as quick as he can. Runs a little wide through there, and the Ferrari closes in as they head up to the hairpin. Terry Wolford now in the pits, doing his first strat and probably doing a little repair job on that Ferrari. And you can see the different lines through the hairpin. Jason doing a much later apex turn in there. And off he goes. I'm just going to have a quick look here at Rob van der Heever. Rob, all over the back of... let me get this right now. That's the Mustang. So he has in fact passed Donnie Steenkamp, and Rob moves up into 10th place. Dylan on the YouTube saying everything to race for, as we see Jason running super wide. Got a big bounce on the inside curb there and went through 130R. I don't know if he lifted or not, but that might have been a track cut for him or a warning. The Mustang getting squirrely, and Jason's called it quits. He comes in early. He's going to try and do the undercut. Nails the pit lane limiter as he reaches the line, and Jason's in. Ulrich goes by, so Ulrich inherits second place right now. Muad Musa, he goes by. Also in the pits, it's Louis Serfontaine. Here he comes on his pit limiter, and he comes in. Brandon DeSantis, he goes through. Brandon up into 5th place now with the cars in the pits. Aiden Russell, he goes by. So Aiden Russell joining from pit lane 15 seconds back, and he's up into 7th place already. So Aiden Russell's super happy to be in this race right now. Remember, ladies and gents, it's double points. It's everything to race for. Louis Serfontaine, off the jacks he is. And there he goes. Jason Farmer was in and out, and he's out in 6th place. And oh dear, Louis Serfontaine, he gets a stop go 30. He probably sped over the line there, so that's put paid to his challenge. But Jason Farmer, here he is. And there's Ruan Heineke. Both cars having done one pit stop. Ruan extremely close, and he can now see Jason just up ahead. So this now the current race on track, and we're going to monitor these guys for a bit. Bad luck there for Mr. Serfontaine getting the stop go. You have to make sure your pit lane limiter is on before you go over that pit line. And he might have rolled through there a tad too quickly. Muad Musa, however, closing on Ulrich de Jager. Let's catch up here with him. This is for 2nd place. So, Project Vapor, here we go. Muad manhandles the BMW over the chicane. Anybody pitting? No one. So on they go. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd still out on track, but the position is super close. Muad doing a drive from the back and looking now at 2nd place, coming down the main straight. Look at the different lines through there. Ulrich holds a tighter line. Muad lets the BMW drift out, then gets a tighter exit onto the snake. And whoa, he gets super close right on the Ferrari into the first part of the snake. So all the timing, this one corner leads to the next, and if you mess up the first one, you're struggling even to control the car on the 5th one. Very, very technical track. Right, through sector 1 they go. The gap is 3/10. What? Getting a good drive as they go through under the underpass. He also wants to be careful here not to make any further contact with any of the other guys. Also does a late apex turn in, as you can see, gets on the power early and is attacking. Ulrich de Jager having to watch in his mirrors. On board here with the BMW now. Into Spoon. Here's the second part of Spoon. This is now turn 14. There's the counter steering happened. And off we go. Up we go to 130R, turn 15. Almost flat out. to gear down. We'll listen and see what happens in the BMW. Big lift, gear down. Oh, and he had to lift because he was running wide there. Back to the helicam now through the final chicane. And Ulrich de Jager taking the racing line, positioning the Ferrari exactly where it needs to be. Gets a great drive out onto the main straight, and it looks like Moort's going to be stuck behind him for another lap. It's going to have a look at Ruan. Ruan Heineke, under a second, 9/10 off the back of Jason Farmer. So this race is all on. Antonio, definitely. Mustang straight line speed is insane, but in the corners, the Ferraris are chop. There's a lot of corners on this track. So Sean Lerera is going to have to do his utmost to keep that car ahead. He's also going to have to keep in mind when he pits, a whole bunch of cars have done an undercut already, including Jason Farmer and Ruan Heineke. We're going to have to watch where the likes of Lerero, De Jager and Musa come out when they eventually get to their pit stops. Musa 8/10 off the back of Ulrich, and this positioning Ruan Heineke now 1.1 seconds back off Jason Farmer. That corner turn 7 is so tricky. You've got to feather through there, touch the brakes almost nothing, and then hang on to the car, don't let it run wide. It is such a tricky corner. Let's go and have a look at Moort Musa. Right under the wing of the Ferrari of Ulrich de Jager through 130R. Incredible corner to watch Formula One cars. The change of direction there, it's like chup chup. Ulrich right in the curbs. Moort Musa getting a much better drive out there. Oh, had to catch the BMW sliding a little bit, but I think this is it down into T1, ladies and gents. Ulrich down the middle of the track. Moort sends it up the inside. There he goes into T1 and goes up the inside. Ulrich just left the door open. Nothing he could do once the BMW was next to him. And that puts Moort Musa up into second place from starting at the back of the grid. Man is a legend. Louis Safontaine still in the pits. I don't know if... Oh, there. Okay, he's rolling. Right, first pit stop done and dusted, and I think a drive-through. So he did the drive-through, and now he's done his pit stop. Possibly his first pit stop didn't count then, because he was in the pits earlier, but there we go. Okay, back to Ruan Heineke, closing in. Gap now from 1.1, it's 9/10. He's off the back of Jason Farmer. Hey Dylan, look how gorgeous that SARCO livery looks, man. Jason Farmer encountering traffic. This is not going to help. And that was right on the exit under the underpass. So that is definitely slowed down Jason. Ruan's also going to want to get through here now as quickly as possible. Does an inside cut and is now going to drive and see if he can catch up. That's not Terry Wilford, and it's not him. Is it Rob? It's not Rob. It's not Donnie. I'm not sure who that is in the Ferrari. It's Fred Conradi. Sorry, Mr. Conradi just up ahead for Griffin Sim Racing. And Jason now really wanting to get by. He's under the wing as they head up to 130R. We'll go on to camera view, helicam view. And there we can see Jason. And there's Ruan going past and through 130R. So he's finally got past that gap, now 1.2 seconds. So Jason managing to just grow the gap a little bit with the help of some traffic. And Ruan going to have to put his foot down now. Moort Musa, quickest man on track, as you can see. His lap, a 2:00.202. These guys come over the line now, both of them in the 200s. Jason, a 200.505, his quickest, and Ruan, a 200.517. Last laps are ever 201.2 and 201.7 for Haneker. So he's lost quite a bit there. Big gap between Musa and Loureiro, 8.4 seconds. Let's put a mental note on that. It's 8.4 seconds at 9 laps. So we'll see how much Muat Musa eats into that lead of the Mustang. Sheldon O'Gullis getting both his stops out the way with 55 minutes to go. So he's now driving, car's brimmed, got all the tires on, and that's it. He needs to just drive to the end of the race. Just watching Danny Steenkamp here as he comes through in his Mustang. Listen to that car. It's actually gone board with Mr. Loureiro, our leader. Right, down into T1. It's putting a lot of counter steering in this wheel. Oh, huge drift as he comes out of T2. Now in the snake. And it's imperative to nail these apexes. You have to literally just cruise over them. Don't put too much pedal input to keep the car in a straight line. Then this very tricky one, once you hit that apex, foot down and then battle the car as it wants to go wide all the way around. Here he comes to the hairpin. Oh, Terry Wilford, drive through. So he's picked up one too many track cuts already as Terry. Okay, that gap was 8.3, it's now 7.7. So Muat taking out half a second a lap by the looks of things. Sean Loureiro's last lap was a 201.2, Muat Musa 200.7. Half a second right there. Comes through 130R and looks very good, very stable through there. Now through the last chicane. And foot down. Also, the car wants to run wide, strangely enough, in that final turn. Turn 18. You have to fight to keep the car on the track. Over the line he goes. His last lap at 201.2, so he's picked up the pace. Let's see what Mr. Musa does. Over the line at 200.4. 8 tenths on that lap alone. The gap now down to 7.2. That's a full second he's made up. So Muat Musa, as usual, hammering the M4 around Suzuka. Back to these gents, and it looks like Jason etching out the lead, but there's traffic up ahead. So Jason is going to be in a world of hurt when he catches up to the BMW. As we go on board with Jason, and there it is up ahead. It is Brandon DeSantis just up ahead in 5th place. So although I reference it as traffic, it is still for position. Although Jason has got one pit stop under his belt. So the cars ahead will either have to peel off into the pits at some point, or he's going to need to get by as smoothly as he can. Run 2.6 seconds off the back of this car. And so hoping that he meets the cars up ahead in the snake section, which based on the gap I would say is going to happen. it looks like Jason's going to come up behind the BMW as they go into the first sector. Got to give credit where it's due to the teams this season for putting in amazing racing car liveries. These cars look stunning out on track. So kudos to all the designers and all the team artwork guys and girls. Cars look incredible. In the pits comes Terry Wilford to do his drive-through as we zoom in on the Ruan Heineke SARCO car. Amazing color scheme and very intelligent design, very cleverly designed. And there's a Mustang in the pits, so that is Brandon DeSantis, and Ruan Heineke is now gnashing his teeth. That BMW was hoping was going to hold up Jason Farmer, and it's gone into the pits. So that gap now at the moment, 2.5 seconds, Ruan Heineke is off Jason. Moat Musa now 5.7, it was 8.3. So Sean Lerero knows the inevitable is coming. He can see the BMW in the distance. And Moat Musa just lapping consistently. His last lap at 2:00.8. He is the only driver to be in the 2:00s every lap at the moment. Mr. Musa's just gone through the spoon curve. He's up the straight. You'll see him. Just went out of view. But he is arriving at 130. Oh, you can hear the Mustang going by. And here comes the BMW. The gap now 5.6 seconds. This man has metronomic pace in this BMW. And he keeps the cadence up. He does lap after lap. It's not 1 or 2 fast laps and then 5, not so fast laps. It's like, what is it like? He's a machine. Great to have everybody on the YouTube channel and enjoying this live coverage of the final round here from Suzuka. Double points up for grabs, so every position is going to be important. We did see a little bit of contact with Moat Musa on the back of Wilfred earlier on, and that might come into play once all the penalties have been submitted and viewed by the stewards. The gap now 4.7 seconds. Drive through again for Mr. Wilfred. Not too sure what the man's doing. He's really having a mare of a race again. He just completed his drive through, and on that lap he got 3 track cuts. So Terry's really struggling with the Ferrari. I'm going to go on helmet cam as we see that Ferrari going by. It's all about track knowledge and knowing where you can and where you can't push. Okay, through this next session goes Terry. Just going to try and see where he's. There is too wide, so that would have been a track cut. And there is too wide, so that's probably another one. So Terry's still learning his way around the track, but he's at least out there and enjoying himself. Right, back with Mr. Musa. Over the start-finish line he goes. There's the Mustang in the distance. Sean Lerero, last lap at 2:01.845. Moat Musa at 2:00.877. Incredible lap times. Antonio, definitely. Musa's consistency is what makes him so deadly, and with his skill. I mean, we've discussed this ad nauseum in the past. Mort and the team have been with the BMWs now for the best part of 2 years, as far back as I can remember. They know these cars like the back of their hands, literally, and they know exactly what to do to make them quick and to work. You know what they say in the classics, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So the consistency and being happy in the car and the setup, that's what helps them to be so quick. Right, Terry Wilford got 3 laps to complete that drive through and clear his penalty. Muad Musa gap down to 3.7 seconds. Let's go have a look at Ruan. Ruan in the SARCO car. There's Jason just up ahead, and there's Ruan. And Ruan hanging on. Gap at 2.2 seconds, so it's not growing, but it's not coming down either. So Jason, your current net leader on track with Ruan Heineke second. And if I just look at the points, Jason Farmer leading Ruan by, as I said, 12 and a half points. Ruan coming through Spoon now. This is where the car gets light. A little bit of steering input correction needed to keep it in a straight line. And up the back straight they come, heading towards 130R. Ulrich into the pits. Ulrich from third place with 44 minutes to go. He's trying to get a pit stop done and dusted. So he is racing the likes of Jason Farmer. Jason through the chicane onto the start finish line. Where's Ulrich? He's rolling. He hasn't even stopped yet. So that's undercut for you. And Jason flies through and takes 4th place, as does Ruan Heineke. He goes into 5th place. Ulrich pitting. Fred Conradi, he's coming through the chicane now. And Fred heading into the pits. So Fred coming in for his first pit stop. Got to slow the car down at that line. And there in the distance, Ulrich going out the pits. So Ulrich comes out in net 5th. Donny Steenkamp behind him. So 5th place. Donny Steenkamp in 6th place with Fred Conradi going into the pits. Right, back up to Muad Musa. 3.5 seconds. He is off Sean Loureiro. Got to imagine how Sean Loureiro feels. We need the Jaws theme now. Muad Musa, Project Vapor, Jaws 3D. He's hunting his prey. And make no mistake, Sean is not exactly doing nothing out there. He is driving as fast as he can. His last lap at 2:01.9. His best at 2:00.6. So the tires, Terry, disqualified. Sorry, my guy. He didn't complete that go in for the drive-through, and he's been disqualified. So he might stay out and just circulate, or he might go into pits or disconnect. We'll see. Okay, back up ahead. Ruan Heineke. What is going on here? The gap, 3.2 seconds. So he lost a chunk of time off the back of Jason Farmer on this lap. 42 minutes and counting. So I'm expecting the drivers to be pitting at the end of this lap or in the next 2.5 minutes. There's the lone soul of Terry Wilford sitting in the pits. Sheldon, unfortunately, in his BMW, he is disconnected. So we have lost one driver. Right, Ulrich, back into the pits. So he's done his first strat pit stop, and now he's doing a refuel and tire change, probably. And he drops down to 8th place. But he'll get this pit stop out the way. I wonder why Sheldon disconnected or what not. He had done his pit stops and he was done. He was driving. Bad luck there. Kalen on the YouTube. Hey, buddy. Sean Lorero, he has traffic up ahead of him. Indeed. Brandon DeSantis into the pits from 9th place. And Sheldon desperately needing to get past this Ferrari as quickly as he can. And he decides against it. He's in the pits. Oh my word. Oh my word. I don't know about that. I'm going to go back 10 seconds. Let's go and look at this on board. I would say he was over the line. Sean Lorero is going to be holding his breath if this is a drive-through. I mean a stop-go. That was rapid into the pits. We're going to stick with him. Okay, so this looks like his long stop. This is his main stop. He's going to pull the Strat pit stop towards the end of the heat. Brandon drops off his jacks and he rolls out the pits. All good. Muad Musa, first place. Aiden from the pit lane into second place, but 27 seconds back. Jason Farmer in third place, 4 seconds off the back of him. Rowan Heineke, 3 seconds back. Sean Lorero drops off his jacks. I'm waiting for him to go over the line. Let's see. Did he speed into the pit lane? He didn't. My word, he managed to slow that Mustang down. Done and dusted. So Ulrich de Jager pit stops out the way, and our net race leader in 8th place with Brandon DeSantis in 10th place overall. Pit stops out the way. Muad Musa now. Let's see if he is going to stick on Strat. Yeah, Antonio, that was close. I swear I thought he had gone through over the pit Strat. Over the pit lane limiter. But he managed to get his pit limiter on in time, so that was super close. Let's go on board here with Muat and we'll see if he's going to peel off into the pits. Rides that chicane so well. Shortcuts that. Is he coming in? He isn't. So Muat's going to go on for another lap. He's not going to take any chances. He's leaving his strats until the end of the race as usual. Aiden Russell, here he is in his pink muscle. And Aiden, probably the happiest man on this grid right now for getting back into this race. Inverter blowing up, he had no power, and City Council managed to turn his power on with, I don't know, a minute or 2 minutes to go. Over the line he comes. I'll tell you his last lap. Muad Musa was a 200.972. Aiden Russell at 202.0. So a good 1.3 seconds off the pace. Ron Heineke into the pits with the SARCO car. So trying to do an undercut. Jason Farmer has stayed out. So Jason is going and following Aiden Russell. That gap 3.8 seconds. That's first, second and third. Ron Heineke now coming to his stop. We're going to watch and see if this is a strat stop or it's probably a fuel and tires. Car goes up on the jacks now. And he is static. He is static. So we need to look back and see where Ulrich de Jager is. Ulrich, he's heading down towards Spoon. So still quite a ways off the main straight. And that tells me Ruan should be able to get out and still be in ahead of Ulrich de Jager, that is. Ferrari still static. And now off the Jackson going. So easily well ahead of Ulrich de Jager. And that's Ruan Heineke's pit stops all done and dusted. In 4th place, Sean Lorero. A little bit up ahead. Sorry, Sean in 4th at the moment. Muad Musa into the pits. Here he came. We missed that. Dash it. Let's go back 10 seconds. See, that's how you do it. He knows exactly where he needs to slow that car down. Professionalism right there. So Muad trying to do the undercut. Don't know if this is a strat stop or a long stop, but we shall keep our eyes peeled. So, and here comes Jason. Slows it down, slowing early, gets to the line, and perfectly handled. Both Moed Musa and Jason into the pits, and Ruan is now around the hairpin, so he's quite a ways back still. Let's see what happens now when he goes round. Aiden Russell inherits the lead, so he's in the lead. Moed Musa is out, and first pit stop done and dusted. Another one to go. Jason Farmer in the pits. This is fuel and tire change. Rob into the pits, he comes. Jason still static. Now he's rolling. And he's out the pits. There goes Jason. Ron Haneke coming to the chicane, and Jason still has to do... I beg your pardon, that wasn't Jason rolling. Now he's rolling. Where's Ruan? Here comes Ruan. These guys are going to be side by side down into T1 almost. Jason's still a little bit ahead, but both pit stops done. We'll see them as the camera turns position. There's Ruan coming through T2, and we can see there's Jason just up ahead. I'd say that gap's 2 seconds. So it's what it was. The undercut hasn't made much of a difference, but Ruan is on track. His tires are up to spec, and he is going to see if he can close down right here. So Aiden Russell, the only man still to do 2 full pit stops. He might be taking a gamble and maybe not take tires to take up the disadvantage of starting from pit lane. So we'll see if that maybe works for him or in his favor. Moed Musa still to do his strat stop, as does Sean Loureiro and Donnie Steenkamp. Gap through first sector, 1.5 seconds. So, Ruan clearly a lot closer than he was. Just over half an hour left in this, the final round here from SARCO, from Suzuka in Japan. And this race, it's all still to race for. It's double points up for grabs. Waiting for them to go through the second sector. It's about here. And the gap, 1.6 seconds as Donnie Steenkamp comes into the pits. So Jason managing to etch out a 10th on this lap. Into the chicane they go. And Ruan doing everything he can to try and close up this gap. Last laps for you. Jason Farmer, he was out the pits. Ron Haneke does a 2:01.0. Very quick lap time. Moed Musa, his last lap a 2:09. Aiden Russell was a 2:01.8. So Donnie Steenkamp in the pits. He's getting his second stop done and dusted. This, the current closest race and probably the most important one on track at the moment. We'll wait to see what Aiden Russell does and when he comes into the pits. Here he is through the final chicane, and does he peel in? He doesn't. So Aiden carries on. 32 minutes to go. Moed Musa into the pits. He comes. Very wide line. And gets the pit lane limiter perfectly. So he's coming in, and now we need to see Jason Farmer. He is heading down towards Spoon, is Jason. Here he comes. So Moed Musa is going to be in and out ahead of these two drivers easily. Moed Musa now with his strat pit stop. He's going to stop. It's going to go up 2 seconds. It's going to drop and he's going to roll. Or he did his strat pit stop first, and this is his fuel pit stop. This looks like a fuel pit stop. It's a long stop. So he's still there. Jason Farmer through 130R. Okay, let's see what's happening. Into the chicane he comes. Muad Musa is still static. Jason needs to be out of the last chicane to before Muad's rolling. Here he is. He's on the straight. Now Muad's rolling. This is close. Ladies and gents, we're going to Jason Farmer. They are going to be side by side. There's the BMW on the right-hand side. Jason Farmer goes right by Muad Musa. Where's Ron Heineke? He's followed suit. So Muad Musa has come out the pits in third place, or net third, behind the dice between Farmer and Heineke. Jason Farmer is your new race leader with just on 30 minutes to go. Now there's going to be a dice on, because now it's up to Musa to catch these guys. And once he's caught them, it's then another story to try and go past them. Sure, exciting stuff. Just going to take a 2-second break on comms here. That gap 2.2 seconds now, and Muad Musa, 1.2 seconds, and Muad Musa 2.2 seconds off the back of Ruan Heineke. So we're going to see how much can Muad Musa close up. I'm sure it's going to be a lot, but once he's closed up, then what? .130R, bit of dust getting thrown up by Ruan Heineke's Ferrari. They all go through nice and clean. Now hard on the brakes for the chicane. Take a lot of the first chicane. Turn quickly. A lot of the second chicane. Hold on to the car through turn 18 and down the straight they go. Right, lap times. Jason Farmer killing her. 200.688. Ruan 201.2. Muad Musa pit out, so that lap won't count. But he's closing in. So although Ruan is busy trying to catch up to the likes of Jason Farmer, he also now needs to just keep his eye on the mirrors, because there's the BMW right behind him. Russell, 2 stops still owing. Lorero, 1 stop. And Louis Safontaine currently in the pits in 11th place. Sean comes through spin. He's heading up to 130R. Sean Lorero trying to decide when to bring the Mustang in. He will then be the 4th component of this first, second and third equation. And on Sean goes. He's not pitting yet. He's going to leave it to the dying moments. Aiden Russell, he's got to do 2 stops still. And he's halfway around the snake, so nothing happening there. Jason Farmer, 1.9 seconds. No, that gap 2.4 seconds now ahead of Ruan Heineke, who is 1.2 seconds ahead of this man, Muad Musa. Just keep in mind the early on little tap that Musa had with Wilfred. So if that goes to the stewards, there will be a little, probably a 5-second or a 10-second penalty handed to Muad Musa. So if he wants to try and maintain first place in this series, he needs to get past both Farmer and Heineke up ahead of him and try and build a good 5-second gap, because the penalty will knock him back after the stewards have deliberated over the incident. So that's something we need to take into account on board as we watch from Musa's perspective. There up ahead you can see Farmer, and Aiden Russell comes into the pits. Here he is. So Aiden getting a first pit stop out the way. But here we go, back to Moat Musa. He is now under a second off the back of Ruan Heineke. Metronomic lap times, consistent, quick, just keeping the cadence up and lapping every lap like a machine. Oh, big steering input to hold on to that slide, but look how fast he caught it. BMW closing in on the Ferrari. Aiden Russell's out the pits. There he goes. So pit stop done and dusted. I'd hesitate to guess that was his strat stop. I don't think that was long enough for a fuel and tires. He might have and he might not have taken tires just to try and hold on to track position. So let's entertain that while we wait for his second stop. Here is Jason Farmer. He is 25.5 seconds off the back of Aiden Russell, who has just come out the pits. And look in the background. Oh, let's go back 30 seconds. We missed this. Main straight it is. Moat Musa through the chicane. And he gets a huge drive out of that chicane. Ruan Heineke trying to defend. Closes the door and holds the inside line. Moat Musa says, all right, fine, I'll just go around the outside, and does exactly that. So pass done. Moat Musa goes up into a net second place. Ron probably thinking, listen, let me just follow this man because he's going to pull me up to Jason Farmer up ahead. There's many ways to skin this cat, and this is the quickest way for Heineke to close the gap if he can hold on to that BMW, because Musa is definitely going to close in. And up ahead, Jason Farmer has traffic ahead of him. That's Fred Conradi. So Fred Conradi in Griffin Sim Racing is just ahead of Jason Farmer, and Jason needs to is hoping like heck that he will get past this Ferrari before they get into the first sector. Otherwise he is going to be a sitting duck and he's going to hemorrhage time on the BMW. And the Ferrari brakes, puts his indicators on, so good clean driving right there. Moat Musa now, he needs to get by, and the Ferrari looks like it's going to be in the way. Hazards are still on for Conradi. Moat Musa, is he on the flashes yet? He isn't. And he's so not close enough, so we'll see if that Ferrari does a gentlemanly thing and just keeps his nose out the way. Right, through the snake they go. You can see the gap already that Musa has put on Ruan Heineke in the SARCO car. Also in the braking points, look in the braking how the BMW closes up. The trail braking, that is so important in this sport. Now he's flashing and the Ferrari moves over nicely. Ruan Heineke now needs to deal with it. I'm sure he's going to be on the lights. The Ferrari takes a wide berth and Ruan Heineke follows him. Now he gets out the way. Great, clean, predictable driving by Fred Conradi. So well done there. Okay, up to the man, Sean Lerera. I thought he might have been coming in and he's not. So he's still got his last pit stop to do. Aiden Russell through 130R. Let's see, he's going to go through the chicane. And does he peel in for his last pit stop? He also doesn't. So Aiden goes on through. That's first and second on track at the moment. Here comes Jason Farmer, and there in the background you can see Musa 1.8 seconds off. So Jason trying as much as he can and as best as he can to put in quali laps now. He's got 20 minutes to go and he needs to stay ahead of Muhammad Musa. Jason's last lap at 2:0.5. He has picked up the pace, but Musa doing a 2:0.190, 4/10 quicker even with traffic. Through the snake, and Jason trying his best here to position the car as perfectly on this lap as he can. Ruan already 2.8 seconds off the back of the BMW of Musa. Then Ulrich de Jager all in his own down in 6th place. Rob van der Heever 4.3 seconds off the back of Ulrich, so they're having their own little tussle. Then we have Donny Steenkamp over the line in his Mustang, followed by Brandon DeSantis still coming up to 130R. Fred Conradi further back and also lap down. And Louis Safontaine, the last man on track for Griffin Sim Racing. There are the three cars in that frame shot. Farmer from Musa from Heineke. Boys are also preparing for this weekend. It is the last round of the endurance series at another community, Raceface. And guys are preparing. It's the 24 hours of Spa. My little team is entered in this, and we are hoping to do really well and see if we can claw our way into a podium result on this 2024 endurance series. That starts mid-down Saturday and finishes mid-down Sunday, and will also be live streamed. So those of you interested, you can watch. I'm sure Project Vapor are in that race. I know Ruan, Jason Farmer. I'm sure there is a team that's competing from SARCO. And we'll see how they do. And I'm also on track racing for PWSR. Okay, just under 20 minutes, 18 minutes and counting. Musa 1.1 seconds off the back of Jason Farmer. Lorero and Russell still to do their pit stops. Let's go and have a look quickly. So Sean Lorero heading up to 130R, and on the map you can see the trio of cars just going through the hairpin at turn 11. So going to be very interesting to see when Sean Lorero pits, where he's going to come out in comparison to those three cars, because he is still very much in this race. Still not coming in. He's going to leave it as late as he can. Aiden Russell in 2nd place. However, the gap between him and the three charging cars are a lot closer. They're already through Spoon and halfway up the back straight. So I'm sure Aiden Russell is going to probably go down to 5th, maybe 6th. He's going to be in a dice somewhere with Ulrich and Rob van der Heever once he gets his pit stop out the way. Into the chicane we go, and the BMW bouncing over those curbs. There it is. Jason Farmer up ahead. The gap now 7/10. There's the Ron Heineke SARCO livery car in the distance. As Moore closes in, here they come into braking. So trail braking needed. And the BMW closes right up on the back of the Ferrari. His racing technique is well experienced by now. split a view from Muad Musa's BMW, looking at the Ferrari up ahead. And looking backwards at Ruan Heineke in the SARCO car. Right, through the hairpin they go. On board we are with Muad Musa, and again the steering inputs in that M4 keeping the car perfectly controlled. The drifting is done on purpose, ladies and gents. That is, it's a known fact. The looser the car, the quicker the lap time. So and he just gets closer and closer. That gap now 8/10 with 15 minutes to go. It's about 7, maybe 8 laps left in this race, and Loureiro still needs to pit, and he hasn't pitted. He's gone on. So you can see on the track map the pyramid, the triangle through the turns 1 and 2, now starting into the snake section. That is where Loureiro is on track versus the red dot where we are. Muad following in Jason's footsteps as he goes down the main straight. Is it going to happen into T1? Jason defends the line and Muad has to pull out of it. Now tries to send it up the inside. Sticks the BMW up the inside, does Muad Musa. And now they're side by side to the snake. Ruan's going to have the inside into the snake. Then it's going to be Musa's turn. These guys going side by side. They know how important the points are in this race and what track position it is. Oh, Jason had an opportunity to close the door there. They're still side by side through the entire snake section. Now Muad going to have to go the long way around. He's on the marbles. Can Jason close this? He can't. Muad stays there as they come to the double right-hander. Now he backs out of it. That was some very respectful racing. 2 cars side by side through the entire first sector and no contact. That was impressive. Yo. So Muad did catch, but as we've said, passing is another story, and Jason has just gone, no mate, I'm not giving this to you. You need to get it all on your own. Let's go up ahead and see if Loureiro comes in. He's gone through 130R. He's now at the chicane. He's got 13 minutes to go and he's got to get the next pit stop. He runs deep into the chicane. Misses that apex. Is he going to pull in? He is. Here we go. The Mustang's in for its pit stop. Oh my word, again that looked too fast. Oh my word. I've got to believe he might have maybe got a stop go for that. He was still slowing down after the line. Okay, where's Jason? Here they come. Jason and Muad through 130R. Sean Loureiro's literally got to stop, go up, drop and roll. I'm going to stick with Sean as we monitor the other two. They're out the chicane already. Sean Loureiro's up on his jacks. He's down. He's rolling. They're going to be side by side. Has he got a drive through or a stop go? Oh, he didn't. Well done. But there go the 2 cars. So Jason goes through. Muad Musa goes past. Let's go back 10 seconds because it's happened. Jason defends up the inside line. Muad Musa goes around the outside as he did with Ruan Heineke, and the pass is done. Muad Musa goes into first place. Ruan Heineke is right behind. So there we go. Loureiro has come out net third. Our leader at the moment, Aiden Russell, although he has to do his pit stop. So it's Muad Musa from Jason Farmer from Ruan Heineke, who is having an almighty dice with Sean Loureiro. Told you he was still part of this equation, and here we can see them. Ruan doing a send as they come through that double right-hander. Now going under the underpass. And Sean Loureiro trying as hard as he can to hold on that position. Net third. All the points count, ladies and gents. If I go back to the championship points, Sean Loureiro down in 5th with Aiden, Ruan and Jason up ahead of him. But with double points, he is on 233. Ruan Heineke is on 247. It's definitely going to be close once the points tally come into play. Maria Rodriguez, welcome to the YouTube. Yes, some very close racing here with just on 11 minutes to go. Glad you're enjoying the coverage. Jason Farmer hanging on to the back of Mohamed Musa's BMW. This isn't over. Remember that possible 5-second penalty, which might only be handed out from the stewards. Mohamed needs to build that up over Jason Farmer. So if Jason can stay in touch within 5 seconds of the BMW to the end of the race, Jason will probably be the race winner and get the points and double tally points. He's now 5.3 seconds up the road from Sean Loureiro in third place here, with Ruan Heineke trying everything he can as they go into the snake section. Very exciting stuff. I wasn't sure where Loureiro was going to come out, but he was very impressive in his stints. Left his strat call right to the last 10 minutes, and he is in amongst the thick of this dice between Farmer, Musa and Heineke. Hey, Maria, Dylan is at a company function, a prize giving, so he isn't here with me this evening. I'm running the stream alone, and he sends his regards and he's sorry he's missed it, but it is that time of the year and corporate functions happen and parties and so on and so forth. So that's where the man Dylan is. Hey Toki, glad you're here. A little bit late, but you're still catching the last 10 minutes, give or take. Right, back up to Jason, and he is still within 5 seconds. That gap is 6/10 off the back of the BMW. So last laps, Mohamed Musa 2:00.3, Jason at 2:01.1. Through 130R, I'm deadly certain, a couple of drivers carrying 1 or 2 track cuts. We learned last week, I think, around, the Ferrari had a very bad bounce over that chicane. And there, Aiden Russell's in the pits, so he falls out of the lead. Mohamed Musa drives over the line from last to first place with 8 minutes to go. Jason Farmer fell off there, he lost a second and a bit. Looking just further back, Ruan Heineke, cameraman catch up, Ruan Heineke looking at the back of Sean Loureiro. First, second, 1.7 seconds, then Sean 5.9 seconds back, and Ruan Heineke 3/10 off the back of this Mustang. This isn't over with about 3 laps to go. Ruan Heineke is still trying to fathom out how he can make a plan to get past that Mustang. Maria, thank you very much. Thanks for the compliments. Glad you're enjoying the coverage. Look at Ruan Heineke seriously troubling the likes of Sean Loureiro. Sean having to watch his mirrors and having to nail his braking points. Here they go under the underpass, now heading up to the hairpin, and Ruan is trying to decide which way. Does he try and send it up the inside? He doesn't. He's going to follow the Ferrari. Sean runs it deep, and now Ruan gets a great drive. Almost side by side, but the horsepower of the Mustang pulls him out of that one. Down to Spoon they go. That gap, 1.5 tenths. As Ruan gets a good drive up the straight, there's nothing he can do, but he does still have the chicane. Mustang is just untouchable in a straight line, but Sean Loureiro still needs to keep the car on track, and he needs to slow it down. And there he runs wide. I guarantee that was a track cut. Now through the chicane, and he's wide as well. Ruan Heineke getting an excellent drive through the chicane and trying like a man possessed to get the Ferrari under the wing of the Mustang. Sean Loureiro wiggling his way down the straight, saying nothing you can do, buddy. Look at this Ford V8 power. And on they go for another lap. Toki, I will show you, no problem. We're going to sit on board with Loureiro. From what we watched just now, there was a lot of steering input. This car was super slippy. Through the snake, here we go. and watch the inputs, especially where the car gets light. So round this left-hander. There's the drift, big catch on that drift, and then through the double right-handers, the car also gets very squirrely through here. Controls it well. Now under the overpass, there's the slide, big catch, and onwards he goes. So there's a lot of input going on here. Sean Herrera definitely fighting this car. Hairpin now, tight turn. The Ferrari's right there in the mirrors, you can see it. And lots of traction control going on out of that hairpin. Indeed, it is silly season. It's the season to be merry. I'll see through 130R. That's when I'll change cameras. But I think there's a lot of input going on there, and I'm convinced that he was way out in the previous lap. So Sean, I'm sure, is carrying a track cut. Gears it down and just hangs on for dear life. So there we go, pretty much a lap all the way through. Oh, he's missed the chicane. Oh, he's blown this completely. Where is Ruan? Ruan right there. Sean outbraked himself, missed the apex into the chicane. And that was a huge opportunity for Ruan. And he hasn't managed to capitalize on that. Yeah, Toki, I agree. Ferrari is a very well settled, very stable car. Mid-engine versus the huge horsepower of the Mustang. Ruan's probably going, what do I have to do to get past this Mustang? But this is what he's got to do. He's got to come through the snake section under the wing like this. And then he's got to do a full send when he has the opportunity. Because the Mustang does not have the pace through the corners. The Ferrari is the quicker car. Now the double right-handers. And Ruan thinking about it. Gets a nice clean run through there. Now leaves his braking late. Into the underpass they come. Now they're heading to the hairpin, and he's looking to try and make it work here. He doesn't look down the inside. Sean Herrera nails his braking point. Exit of the hairpin. Both cars very even. And there the Mustang starts pulling away. Yeah, no doubt. LC, the rear end of that Mustang, it's like almost two cars. Have a look from the Ferrari. And we'll watch Ruan as they go up through the chicane. 3 minutes to go. Muad Musa, 2 laps pretty much. Jason Farmer is 3.6 seconds back now. Sean Herrera, as they come over this timing screen, 6.9. And Ruan Heineke, half a second off the back of the Mustang. Oh, Ruan Heineke running wide through there into the chicane. Late braking. Sean Herrera does not outbrake himself this time. Ferrari gets out of there nice and clean. Mustang's looking a little squirrely, but the power's down, and down the straight he goes. Frustrating drive here for Ruan Heineke. There is absolutely nothing he can do. He has got nothing on the Mustang. His best is to just close in like he does through the corners and hope that Sean possibly misses an apex or outbrakes himself. Interesting, the BM coming down to second for that first into the snake section, where we normally go through there in third. Now he's trying to get a good drive. This long left-hander. The Mustang drifts out wide, and the Ferrari's a little bit on the inside, but not near enough to get side by side. Through the delicate turn curves now. And back up towards the hairpin. Nothing this man can do. Herrera doing top job with that Ford Mustang. And yep, it is that wide. Let's go and have a look at our leader, Muad Musa. Here he is. So going through Spoon, and he's a minute away, so he's about to start the last lap. That makes it 35 laps. The race will be finished with 36 laps. Jason Farmer, here he is going up the back straight, and that gap 4 seconds now. Sean Lerero coming with the Mustang, with Ruan Heineke still 2/10 and managing to hold on. Jason Farmer was still within 5 seconds of Muad Musa. Let's remember that. So we'll only know at some point in the future what happened with the oh, Sean Lerero again. Terrible line through that chicane.
Final lap. Give it all you can.
Manages to get the drive out of there, and there again Ruan Heineke closes right up and can't capitalize. It's lastchance.com now for Ruan Heineke. They've started the last lap. This is 3rd and 4th place. Muad Musa up ahead in the lead, and the gap we'll see as they come round this left-hander and head towards the first timing sector for sector 1. The gap between him and Jason Farmer it is still 4 seconds. So it will be an interesting result to this season, that I can guarantee you. Jason Farmer in 2nd place. Then here's the Mustang of Sean Lerero. Up to the hairpin. There's the other Mustang, probably of Brandon DeSantis, just up ahead, I think. Yes, it is. And then Ruan Heineke still just behind, 2/10 off the back of the Mustang. That's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Aiden Russell, net 5th place after starting from pits, 15 seconds back. What a drive. Aiden in his pink muscle, Russell. Rob van der Heefer, a great drive from him into 6th place. Danny Steenkamp, there we go. But let's go to our leader, it's Muad Musa. On to the start-finish line, and I'm sure we'll see him come over the line. Lights flashing, weaving left to right as he usually does. Great, great. There it is. Great example of driving. Jason Farmer, there he comes. That is an awesome result for him. And then 3rd place in the background, here he comes. It's Sean Lerero behind the Mustang of Brandon, and Ruan Heineke flashing his lights over for net 4th. Great result for those guys. Aiden Russell, as he comes through the chicane, we wait for everybody to finish. Don't go anywhere, because I'm going to hopefully get the 3 of them into the commentator's booth for a chat with us. Aiden Russell, great result, 5th place. Rob van der Heefer through 130R and up towards the chicane for Griffin Sim Racing. So Rob doing a great job here. It's Louis Saffington up ahead of him, so almost going a lap down again. But Rob coming over for 7th. And then Donnie Steenkamp. Yeah, he comes in his Mustang. And also a good result for Griffin Sim Racing here. Ulrich de Jager a little bit further back. Yeah, he comes in his Ferrari for Griffin Sim Racing 3. And there behind him, it's Louis Safontaine who will bring the last position home. So there we have it, ladies and gents. Let me go and move to our ending interviews. I'm going to shut off the game here. And I'm going to go and find some drivers for a chat quickly. So just bear with me. Let's put that up there. Okay. Good. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a good demonstration. A bit of an issue for Moat, and I'm sure we'll hear from him when he comes into the booth. So let's wait to see once he arrives here. Drivers, where are you? Good result. There we go. Here they come. Sean Lourero's here in his Mustang. We're just going to wait for the other gents to catch up.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Loureiro. How are you? Are you sweating bullets?
Oh, you have no idea.
I do, I'm sure. Hang on, we'll be with you shortly. There's Jason. Oh, well, Mort was there. Now he's just disconnected, I think. So just hang on a sec. Jason Farber, how are you, my man?
Sweating.
Sweating. That's what
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought.
absolutely cooking. But yeah, awesome race that was.
Was very good stuff. Well done to both of you.
Sweet.
Here he comes.
This the
Mr.
man of the hour.
Musa.
Hey, how's it, Alan?
Hey, how's it, Mort? How are you, my guy?
I'm all good, thanks, man.
Oh, you sound so you're so chill, dude. I don't know. Do you smoke some serious stuff while you drive that BMW?
No, I wish I would. I could, but no, nothing special, man.
What? You did it again. You went from the back to the front again. Was that on purpose, or did you make a mistake in your timing lapse?
Basically, it was done on purpose.
Okay.
So yeah, me and Jason had a chat also last week, and I told him, listen, I am going to make it exciting. So yeah, it was all in his hands. He definitely gave a fight of his life.
He did.
It was on point. So yeah, well done to him as well.
It was a great result. Mort, unfortunately, we did capture a little bit of an incident with you and Mr. Wolford. That was completely unintentional, but it happened nonetheless. Do you think that might have an impact on the final result?
Well, we're gonna have to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate incident. Yeah, my nose was there on the inside,
It was.
unfortunately. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, when he cut across, he just nicked it. I didn't get damage, funny enough, so I didn't get a damage or
That's how
a
soft it was. Yeah.
notification to say
Yeah.
I hit him. But I did brake and was hoping he would come back on track in front of me. But
Yeah, we saw that on the clip. So yeah, all good. Unfortunately, not coming to grips with this track. He got 2 DTs in a row, and he just basically got DSQ'd. But great of him to be out there and going. But otherwise, did you also, last question, did you change tires in your Strat?
yes, I mean it was basically start from the back and let's go full guns blazing as always.
Flat out. Yeah.
So yeah, I believe Jason and him as well. But yeah, I think changing tires was the strat. Because if you look at Aiden's pace, yeah, although he started from the pits, because he came in so late, he went with a no tire strat.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Kind of messed him up there.
Yeah. Well, look, he was basically trying to inherit the 15-second gap that he started with, but that's what I thought. He was probably not going to change tires. But my man, as usual, the legend that is Mr. Moath Musa, it's a back to front drive once again. I'll come back to you shortly. Jason, you did your utmost in that Ferrari. How was your race overall, my guy?
Yeah, it was actually quite nice and chilled. Other than the heat here in Joburg, it's the roasting. I'm sure.
Is it hot up there? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it was pressed the whole way through. I knew that Mart would be pushing hard, so Sean kind of put a spanner in the works.
He did,
a little bit in the beginning, yeah. But
Yeah.
no, it was an awesome battle, and yeah, just running laps, just trying to be consistent, and then at the end, I kind of I'm still kicking myself. Those 2 mistakes after Mahut got past, kind of just gave him that gap.
Yeah.
And yeah, I suppose it was done from there. But yeah, it was absolutely awesome race, and the championship as well. To come P2, fantastic. I'm super stoked with that.
Great
So,
result. Yeah, listen, it's double points. So obviously there were some big gaps, 16 and 13 points between everybody. So we'll have to obviously wait until everything's been calculated. But we did unfortunately see you hammer the Ferrari over that chicane through the last chicane. And I think that's where you lost a lot of the time though. But you were driving like a man possessed to hang on to the BMW, and you did a great job there.
Yeah, no, awesome. Thanks. And then again to Mahat, dude, your pace. I'm getting there slowly, but yeah, that's still a bit too much for me at the moment.
Listen, I can tell you, we've bent Moat's arm, so he's going to just offer 6 months of free driver training to anybody that wants to come and learn.
Solid. I mean,
Mr. Lorero in the Ford V8, nothing beats cubic inches, and that was proof tonight. You were so quick, but you also had huge moments through that chicane, and yet you had the power to pull yourself out of it and drive away from the Ferrari. I tell you what, Ruan must have been just gnashing teeth and screaming blue murder at you, but it seemed quite a good chilled race in the Mustang. You were happy.
Chilled is not the word I would use.
Okay.
But we pretty much came into this race knowing anyone behind me is going to suffer. Because in the corners, I haven't worked out the tire management over a full race.
Okay.
So the first few laps are good, and then it just falls off a cliff. So
is it that quick, eh?
Yeah. It's either that quick or it's just the skill. I'm not sure which one it is.
Okay. Let's say it's the tires, bud.
Yeah, let's go with that. But down the straights, it's untouchable. So yeah, unfortunately, Ruan was the unfortunate candidate that got stuck behind me. Indeed. I do feel bad. But it was good. But time to put the Ford back in the shed.
Yeah, have you had enough of it for now?
Yeah, we've experimented. Let's move on.
That's good stuff. There was one thing I wanted to ask. Your pit strats, you left them purposely a lot later than the other guys, so you must have been you drove at least 60 minutes without doing that stop.
Well, I did. What did I do? It was 35 minutes on the stop. So it wasn't too bad. I was losing 1.5 seconds per lap at that end. It literally falls off a cliff. There's no getting it back. But and then I saw Muat coming, and as soon as I saw him coming, I was just like, no, okay, it's time to pit. But it didn't really help. He just vanished.
I know you heard the Jaws theme in the background.
Exactly. I didn't even let him get close. I just got out the way.
I saw Ruan as well letting go, because I think Ruan was basically hoping that he would pull him up back to Jason. But that also didn't happen. But close dicing between the four of you. It was great to watch. I got almost, if not everything, on stream. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. In ending, Moat, anything you want to say as we come to the end of this season and the final round, sir?
Well, just a big thank you to everyone obviously involved behind the scenes at SARCO. A big thank you to you as well, Alan.
Welcome.
For keeping the stream alive. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to go and watch you. So it's always great to go and watch the stream. You're doing an amazing job. So yeah, keep it up, man.
Will do. Quick question before you run away. You can come back. I'll let you carry on. Are you in the endurance this weekend?
Yeah, we actually trying to sort out drivers because a couple of us are kind of busy at the moment.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so we're gonna see how we come along. So hopefully we can field at least one car in the endurance.
Good stuff.
But yeah, looking forward to that also.
Do you also want to just highlight us? Where was your teammate this evening? Because we didn't know what happened.
Well, basically his lights were off, and then he was running on the inverter, and then I think the inverter tripped or something. And luckily, just before the race started, he managed to come back in.
No, Aiden, I got that. But where was Isham?
Oh no, Isham is having actually a couple of troubles at home with
technical issues. Dear.
So he's busy just sorting that stuff out.
Okay.
Hopefully he gets it also sorted sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's also why we still contemplating fielding the car for the endurance. So
okay.
We'll see what happens. But yeah. We'll see how it goes, man.
All right. Well, listen, good luck. If you guys do get it together, don't give us too much of a hard time. My little team's going to be out there trying hard to get into a podium result as well. So see you out on track, sir.
Sweet. Thanks, Alan.
Good. Jason, you, sir, anything you want to add and say thanks to, my man?
Yeah, I think Marge pretty much hit it. Thanks a lot to SARCO for hosting the championship, yourself, Alan, for running the streams and keeping us excited.
Awesome, dude.
And then, for just the nice, clean racing that we've had. I think it's been fantastic. yeah, some of the side by sides have been pretty cool, and yeah, the racing's been nice and tight, which is lacquer. So
I mean, let me just reinforce that the two of you did the entire first sector around Suzuka side by side, and you never touched each other.
that's wild.
How mega is that?
Time to watch some replays.
Definitely, mate. Sean, you're going to dig that. I mean, the respect shown by both drivers, it was incredible. No one wanted to back out of it. And I was like, go close the door. And you didn't close the door. And then he was there and he was there. And you did the whole sector. It was incredible to watch.
Yeah, no, it's been a fantastic season.
Good stuff, man.
That's what racing's about.
Indeed. Sean, your turn, sir, as we come to an end.
Yeah, I mean, exactly the same as the rest. Big ups to Muat. Your pace is insane, man. And to the organizers and to yourself, Alan, keeping that stream going. But yeah, looking forward to meeting you on track again.
Indeed.
But yeah, on to the next one.
On to the next one. So there we go. Thanks very much. Guys, it was incredible to stream. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We had a bunch of people watching the stream live, including our man himself, Dylan. So he was either on his phone or somewhere, but he did drop some comments and watched a bit of it. All the usuals were there, so the support's been incredible. Thanks to NAG, Game On Geek Out, our sponsors, MSI as well for helping with the equipment, VA Auto Repairs and Celtic Tuning, Midrand, ALM Solutions and others. Guys, thanks very much for an awesome season. Go and have a good evening, and I will be seeing some of you on track this weekend. But thanks to everybody, and hope you had a great evening. Cheers from us here at SARCO.